Rule number 1, don't be a dick. Rule number 2, if you catch yourself being a dick, stop it, apologize, and don't do that shit again. But men are a unique breed. My litmus test has always been, does that church, that political body, that country, do they allow women to do the same thing as men? Or do they have to sit in the back seat with their head covered and get stoned by their brothers for honor? I figure, however you treat your women is how you are. Lots of men really have a problem with women. Matter of fact, some are called witches. You know, there was a time when all you had to do was point and yell. That witch visited me in my goddamn sleep and gave me a boner. That's why I had to do that thing to her. Really? No, you didn't, bro. What men need is some kind of light, like a lighthouse, to keep them from running on the rocks chasing a goddamn siren. Men used to evidently paddle around in their boats and hear some woman calling to them from the ocean. Baby, come. As if you could fuck a goddamn mermaid. Come on. It's got a tail. And not the good kind. So men are stupid a lot. Then they blame women. Then they get sycophants to tell them, hey, them's fighting words. You've been disrespected. It's a boys' club. It's a man's world. And they turn on each other. Men are afraid of being replaced or made obsolete. My dad and I used to talk about the end times, the Cold War, war in general. The armies are a collective of men. When you take a room full of men, every man for himself. Men are so fragile. They feel superior, they think. They feel superior to women. I give all their secrets away. I can translate what that dude means when he says anything. And they will say anything. Anything you want to hear. Now, how often do people say shit you want to hear? And how lucky is it that they say exactly what you want to hear? Maybe they've said it before. Maybe it's something you need to hear. We came close to having the first woman president, a fine Libra woman, born just 7 days after me, same year, same state. I can tell you that woman, Kamala Harris, is just a good person, believes in justice, knows how to dance, started a goddamn dance troupe in Canada when she moved there with her mom as a kid. She brought a little bit of Oakland up to, I believe it was T.O. She was up in Toronto, I think. So I know, I've been places that she has. And being born 7 days apart, I got a good feeling about her good feeling. And she is a feel-good person. And to my stunned amazement, we found half the people in this country, the United States, were not united, did not dig a woman president. Matter of fact, they didn't want a woman president so bad, they picked the absolute worst motherfucker that we have. You could not find a worse piece of shit than Donald Trump in this country. If you, literally, go find somebody worse than him. On every level. Misogyny, check. Dumb as a box of rocks, check. Bad with money, check. Hates women, check. Cheats at golf, check. Disrespects golf. Now, I tell you what, man, you want to fucking talk about problems. You cheated at a golf match. Men get pissed. Men take that shit seriously, hitting a little ball around a fucking park to put it in a hole. They love putting shit in a hole. Give me a mulligan. I would have made that. That's a gimme. 4, fee, 5, fo, fum. I played golf with the Scotsman. You know, back in the day, if an American rolled up on your shore, you were being liberated. The cavalry had come to the rescue. Somebody gave a shit and came to help me. To give me free choice. To give me democracy. To give me hope. To give me a little space, a little backing, just a little help, a little leg up. But now, instead of being the light on a hill, one of the thousands points of light, seems like we're just running around giving everybody the old fuck you. And somehow, everything that we do as a country under this dumb motherfucker, good Lord, this shyster, a bullshit artist, tells you what you want to hear. Maybe you got to stop being so needy. Maybe you got to step up, man up. You know how women like to challenge you that way. Hey, be a man, man up. Man up. Really? How about if we woman up? Because if you look at the, the global crisis that happened not too long ago, where all these men were trading stocks and shady shit, right? And the whole banking industry was fucked. Then we had to bail out certain banks, and these banks bailed out other banks, and the government ended up financing it because these people were so big that we couldn't let them fail. Can you imagine that? Being such a douchebag dude that you fucked up so bad, but in such a big position that we have to bail you out, and you're probably going to fuck up again. But the only people that didn't get hit by the fraudulent loan practices that went on, or the predatory loan practices that went on, the only people in the whole fucking world that were not negatively impacted by all this Wall Street speculation and junk bonds and shit was a little country called New Zealand. Way down under. Not that down under, but next to them. And New Zealand was run by women. They had a woman prime minister. They had a woman financial minister. And when they were presented with the opportunity to invest, they invested in stuff they believed in. Possibly stuff that they as women or women might have been more familiar with. Because a woman's life is different than a man's life, I would imagine, right? So, out of all the products, all the things you could invest in, speculating on American dudes and this junk bond phenomenon or whatever, they're making money hand over fist over there. And they make money on every transaction, right? They don't really care what the outcome of the transaction is. They get a cut on every transaction they make. Selling, tell you what you want to hear, and bing, bang, boom, you got another commission. Yeah, these guys got commission. They're committing crimes. Committing crimes against you, me, humanity, the manatees. Lots of crime going on. But they're out there draining the swamp, getting rid of the pedophiles, getting rid of those pesky immigrants. You know, if you were Italian or Irish, and you don't get much whiter than Irish people, they're so white they're almost fluorescent. But if you were Italian or Irish back in the 1900s, you weren't white enough. You know, humans, men, women, we're all like 99% the same. They say the only parts that are different are the parts you can see. But everything unseen is the same. A brother from a different mother. Did you love your mother? Do you got a nice mother? Are you a motherfucker? Ah, the tangled webs we weave when we venture to deceive. Do your best. Don't be a dick. And if you're a dick, stop, apologize, and don't do it again. It's been the JP Pod-Casler podcast. Number 2. And don't be a number 2 either. All right, kids. Love you. Hope you liked it. Let me know. I may be back. Cheers. And love. JP. Signing off.